think it's very important that, given today's challenges of anti-Semitism, of anti-Israel, of students knowing in generalities about Jewish history but not knowing the specifics, to learn about the new techniques of teaching it, what the state of the art is in terms of the education, together with the dangers of social media, with the challenges of social media, the opportunities of social media, both in terms of teaching the Holocaust, also in terms of teaching Israel advocacy and Israel awareness. I think one of the most important challenges for our students and challenges for us to teach them is that when they go to the college campuses, when they go to the workforce, that they should know there are answers. We have responses. Even if they don't know every single answer on their own, we need to teach them and inculcate within them that there are answers. We have responses. We can be proud of who we are, and that we should not be convinced or swayed by the arguments of our enemies. By us, students do have a pretty good awareness of what's going on in the world and the current events and the concerns, and they are concerned. I can't say this thinking about it every second. They're still kids at the end of the day, but they're thinking about it, and they want to know the answer. They want to know why it's happening, to the extent we can explain why or how it's happening, and how to be careful, and what we can do about it. And it's more for us to learn about it, to be aware of it, and to be activists with it, and as best we can.
Do you think as a teacher we can win the fight against those Facebook?
I think we can win it. I think we can move forward. Our challenge is that we have to use the new weapons, the new techniques. We can't be fighting an old-fashioned media war in the social media age. We have to adjust our own game. We have to learn how to master the technology and win it with the social media, and win it against the social media, and understand that the challenges are different, and the way where the kids get their news and information from, we have to be able to address that. I think that's the challenge for us. But I definitely think that if we rise to the challenge as educators, then our students will know that they can win this, and that they can be proud about being Jews.
What you're doing today is very unique.
Yes, it is. This is the first time that educators from 34 countries, principals of Jewish day schools and leading Jewish educators from all over the world coming here and sitting together, listening to each other and learning together about what happened to the Jews during the Shoah. They're coming to Yad Vashem because we're the source. We are the source for knowledge about what happened to Jews during the Shoah. And I think they feel that Yad Vashem can provide them with the proper educational tools in order to teach this to their children at different ages with age-appropriate materials, and we're the source to do that. Yeah, anti-Semitic attacks, you can't wear a kippah, you can't wear Jewish symbols. In France and England, other places, it's difficult and dangerous to even have anything physically on yourself where you can identify as a Jew. That's one problem. Problems in South America are different. Problems in Australia are very, very different. North America are very, very different. And I think there are common problems to all the Jewish communities in facing anti-Semitism, but also facing the idea, the challenge of how do we teach this to our children in a way that will contribute and enrich their Jewish identity and make them feel to be proud to be Jewish.
And how do you do that?
Oh, you got to come to one of our seminars. I invite you to come to a seminar to see how we do it. And this is a whole pedagogical philosophy. Let me just tell you one thing. All of our pedagogical instruction is built upon the principle of safely in and safely out. We want to bring the children and students safely in, and we want to provide a safety net that when they finish studying, safely out. And that every teacher has that responsibility to make sure we don't traumatize the children.
But maybe it start not from the activity like organization like BDS. Maybe it start with like UN.
Anti-Semitism wasn't born yesterday. It's the longest hatred. If I quote the Professor Robert Wistrich, of blessed memory, it's the longest hatred. And it comes and pops up in different phases and different types and places. You have more anti-Semitism in places where Jews don't live at all than in places where Jews live. It's a phenomenon that's there. It's part of our reality. The Jews are called the canary in the mind. And when problems erupt, and there are a lot of economic problems today, refugees, there are all kinds of problems that we're dealing with today, And that becomes a very fertile ground for other anti-Semitic currents that are prevalent today. BDS is only one, but these are one of the topics that we'll deal with on Thursday on contemporary issues. It's not the main topic. I don't think that is what, in terms of the Shoah and what we're trying to do here, what will make them better Jews. What will make them better Jews is understanding their past, who they are, where they come from, what they've been through, and how from that to learn to be better people, not just better Jews, to be better people.
You know, a lot of people not now watching in this video, especially in the Jewish community, here in Yad Vashem, from Yad Vashem, what do you tell them?
We want to tell them thank you for being with us. Thank you for coming here. You're going to go back to your communities around the world, Australia, Hong Kong, South Africa, the FSU, Europe, North America, Latin America. You're going to come back stronger. You're going to come back more informed. And hopefully you'll be able to give more Yiddishkeit, more Jewishness, make your children proud to be Jewish.